Is working on big projects a high priority for you? If you answered yes, it makes perfect sense. Who wouldn't want the benefits and prestige that comes with being associated with big projects? But is it all sunshine and roses, or is there another side that you should know before jumping in the rabbit hole? That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. And in my 15 plus years of working, I am very fortunate to have worked on quite a number of big projects. While they can look good on paper, here are 3 things that may not be what you expect as a result. Starting with point number 1, they can and they will define you. In 2015, I worked on this blockbuster Chinese film called Wolf Warrior, and it became so popular, all I had to do was slap myself with the label Wolf Warrior Composer, and people will see a halo appear over my head. It was my fast pass to making friends and getting gigs. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the thing. Labels like that, once they come on, they don't peel off so easily. Because this is still one of the biggest box office films I've worked on, I still benefit from using it to brand myself, even though I may not want to be associated with this film or this genre of film anymore. So I'm not saying that being defined by a particular big project is a bad thing, but unless you can keep on redefining yourself with even bigger projects, just be aware of the long-term effects, because people might just remember you for it for a very, very long time. Now, point number 2. They may not be pleasant to work on. Big projects equals big teams, which means that you'll have to deal with a whole host of people who may or may not be very nice to work with. There's also the issue of hierarchies and bureaucracies, which means that decisions can take forever and your work will be scrutinized by people who may not understand what you do but have all the power to decide if your work stays or goes. I remember in one particular project, every single idea and creative decision has to go through the guy at the top. And because everything has to go through him, waiting for approval will take forever, and he'll scrutinize every single detail to the point where I even question myself, what am I even doing there? That project did pay well, but it was no fun to work on it at all. It's just a job to pay the bills. Now on to point number 3. They may not even pay well. Big projects may have big budgets, but they also have big teams to feed. So unless you're at the top of the pyramid, you have very little chance to get rich working on it. In fact, you might barely even be making decent money. They know people are lining up to work on their projects, so they will leverage by squeezing the low positions by paying them as little as they can. And I know this all too well, because I worked on something like Dishonored, a BAFTA award-winning game during the early days of my career, and I was only paid $10 an hour. People still give me a big wow till this day, 12 years after I worked on it, when they found out that I designed sounds for the game. It was fun working on it, but it was $10 an hour. So that's it for the 3 points. And I'm not saying any of this to discourage people from pursuing and aspiring towards working on big projects. On the contrary, I would say go for it if that's what you want. Just be aware that there will be some not so nice things that will come along as part of the package. And in this video, I've mentioned 3. The first one, they will define you. The second one, they may not be so pleasant to work on. And the third one, they may not pay well. There are certainly more than the ones that I've just mentioned, so be on the lookout for them. I like to end this off by saying that there is no perfect project ever. And if you walk into any project with this mindset, you'll be all good. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.